Hello, my name is Jesus Avila. I'm the director of Ballet Folclórico México de los Hermanos Avila. And it is a privilege for me and an honor to have the opportunity to talk to Francisca about the culture of Mexico.
So when did you found the Ballet Folclórico?
I started the dance group in 1972, and I was 13 years old at the time.
Okay. And why did you found it?
I felt homesick. I was brought to the U.S. and kind of ripped away from other family members, aunts, uncles, and other family members, friends, and my school, and so I felt very lonely here in the U.S. and that's where I got the idea to start a dance group. If I couldn't go back to Mexico, I was going to bring Mexico to me.
Okay. And you said that you first founded it when you were 13. Is that when you became interested in your ancestral background?
Yes, that was the beginning.
Okay. And why do you believe it is important to inform youth about their ancestral culture?
I think it's very important to keep the culture alive because we have such a rich culture. When we talk about the word Mexico, it really isn't just one country. It's many countries. Before the arrival of the conquistadores from Spain, Mexico was many countries, and now it's identified as Mexico, but it used to be over 60 countries.
And what captivates you most about the Aztec culture in particular?
I think it's a very powerful and very rich culture, and it's always been, the soul of what I do and what drives me. And it's got a lot of interesting history and very rich history, and I'm doing the best that I can to be able to represent not only the Aztec culture but other Mexican culture as well.
And there's a lot of controversy around terms like Indian and the words Aztec over Mexica and Native, because a lot of European people weren't considered Indians or natives to their countries. What do you think about that?
Well, there's many different misunderstandings when it comes to talking about what it is and what it was. Truly, there is no true native Indians in this continent, because we all know Indians are from India. The Native Americans of this continent have their own identities, their own names, and there are literally hundreds and hundreds of Native American civilizations and nations. And just to name a few in our country, the Chichimecas, the Toltecas, the Olmecas, the Aztecs, the Mayans, and it goes on and on and on. So same goes for natives here in the United States.
And if there was one thing that students don't learn in school, what would it be relating to Aztec culture or any kind of indigenous culture?
Well, I think I'm going to try and turn that one around a little bit. It's what they learn that really bothers me, because Hollywood gives a wrong idea of what used to be. In reality, nobody really knows exactly what happened 500 years ago when the empire of the Aztec nation was in full force, and it began in the year 1325. And they usually talk about the dark side of the human sacrifices, and it is a very misunderstood concept, and that went on. But I mean, the Aztecs weren't the only ones that were doing things that were out of the ordinary. The Egyptians as well, and the Romans with their games, just to have fun. They would let lions loose to have fun with some of the warriors. So there's, in history, there's been a lot of things that happened that shouldn't have, and the Aztecs were involved in that too. But there's a big misunderstanding about the human sacrifices, and that's one of the things that bothers me about not knowing and then talking intensively about the past without really being accurate.
And have you ever received negative criticism for your dedication in preserving Aztec and ancient cultures?
No, I've done the best that I possibly could since I began, as far as dedicating myself and also asking other people to help out with this very important mission. And no, it's always been overwhelmingly received in a very, very special way. So a lot of good vibes from every direction.
That's good. And okay, I'm going to add one more question. There's a movement called the Mexica movement. It basically like denounces being called Mexican or Hispanic or Latino. It denounces being called illegal, as many people already do. It denounces a lot of things that regular Mexicans that come from Mexico or live in Mexico consider their own, and they identify more with an Aztec kind of, or Mexica lifestyle or view of themselves. What do you think about that?
Well, I'm glad that's happening, and it's about time, because every form that I've ever filled out in this country, you know, it always asks you what race you are, and I always want to answer with the truth, Native American, and they won't allow me to do that. They asked me to put down and check the box where it says Hispanic. I'm not. I speak the language that was pushed onto our ancestors, but I'm not from Spain. I was born in this continent, and so it's about time people, you know, do something about the reality of things. And that's one of many.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
It's very appreciated.